What's up, boys? Today I'm checking out the 1.0 release of Solar Survivors, a fun little mix of Bullet Heaven and Bullet Hell that I've been waiting a while for. Let's take a quick little look at the equipment here. You've got a decent amount of ship customization here. The demo progress does seem to have carried over, so I've got a decent amount of stuff already. The regen gear advanced is pretty helpful. Heals 1% of HP every 5 seconds. The healing in the game is pretty limited, and this also scales with your cooldown stat to heal even faster. You get some decent utility like rerolls, passive stats, fire rate, improved legendary drops would be kind of nice. You can also change how your ship looks. There's a bunch of different cosmetics in there. I'm not sure what this slot is, I think that's new. You can change how your ship works a little bit. I think I like turbo here, but let's jump in and see how it is. So I think all of these loadouts were in the game already in the demo, but it looks like there's a bunch more that I can eventually unlock now, so I'm looking forward to that. But let's go with one of the best starters here for new people to check out, the spread needle and spread invert. And the line over there, when upgraded, apply the same upgrade to the opposite one is very important for upgrades later on. Let's go with the first map here. So I just instantly fire all of my bullets here. Out of these, let's grab the blaster. Once you get that up to level 8, it gives a global upgrade that gives you plus piercing to all of your weapons, which is very helpful. And you got sort of a mix of bullet heaven and bullet hell. You can actually crash into enemies and it deals damage to both you and the enemy. But since healing is fairly limited, you don't really want to be doing that on a range build. Fire rate is not super important for the needle and invert. They fire all their shots instantly, so that doesn't apply to them. So I'm going to grab some damage here. And then each of the passive upgrades has bonuses to everything you do. And then at certain levels they'll have local bonuses which you apply to only one weapon. You've got enemies spawning in various patterns, so if you know the levels well, you'll be able to prepare for them. I don't think any of these are super good. This isn't super necessary since I have the percentage one already, but this will make the percentage better. And that's actually a new effect, improve all cooldowns by 2% of max HP. So that actually seems a lot better now. And I actually do want that for the cooldown reduction. As you do the various maps, you'll actually get experience for that specific map, and then you'll get bonuses to just that map for some various stats and farming and stuff to make that one map a bit easier. Let's take the needle here, plus 2 bullets, and that will apply to both of them, I believe, 6 and 6. And you can see 8 and 8 now because they share their upgrades, and we've got some new enemies now firing some range projectiles, so I'm going to get a bit closer to them to try and land more bullets on them so I can kill them in time. Don't have enough there, so try and dodge the bullets at least. Try and get some of the tanky guys up here. Now we've got the bullet hell aspect fully in effect. So cooldown would be pretty good. XP, probably not. Let's grab the extra bullets here to apply to both of them. So I'll have really good AoE now with the plus 4 total bullets for each of them. One of the most unique run-changing things is that you can sometimes get legendary loot after killing a boss, and you can get some cool things like that for that, like allowing one of your weapons to become homing, or getting more weapon or passive slots or stuff like that. So double cannon, I believe that's a local bonus and a passive item, but I can apply that to the spread needle and invert, and then that applies to both of them for even more bullets. So making my spread needle and invert homing would be extremely strong. You can also get, I think, some more pierces or make your bullets much larger so it's easier to hit with them. Probably the HP here, that will improve the cooldowns a bit further. Can I see any info on that? It doesn't look like it. But I can see 1.183, and then one level in that brings it down slightly. Looks like we have a mini-boss coming. Those ones shoot lasers after they're ready. I'm going to try and stay close so that all of these spread needles are hitting them as much as possible. And I'm going to try to get down and kill those dudes for the XP. Just constantly farm XP during this. +1 pierce. Let's take the cooldown on the needles, and that should apply to both. Trying to make sure I get all the XP here and let my AoE damage do some work on them in the meantime. So we've got our legendary loot, and this has a lot of unique upgrades. I don't think +1 pierce is super important because I'll eventually get the +2 from maxing that out. Damage and size is very interesting. These have very low base damage at 1.04, so +5 is 6 times damage basically. The cooldown does hurt a bit, but that's such a huge bonus. I'm not sure how many passives there are now. There weren't that many in the demo, so this actually wasn't that much of an upgrade there. But let's take this. I think that's too much damage to pass up. Put that on the needle and invert, and it should apply to both. Now we've got huge, massively damaging missiles. The cooldown is much longer. That went up to about 2 seconds, which isn't quite twice as long. Let's grab the plating for a bit more cooldown, since that scales with my HP now. The game also does have some pretty cool builds. You can do like a Thorns tank build and a melee build where you just crash into enemies as much as possible, and then you get bonuses for doing that. But a lot of the builds are your sort of standard bullet heaven builds where you're just firing a ton of missiles everywhere. I think that guy sticks around so I can just focus on farming and let my AoE slowly whittle him down. Finish off the HP and get that out of the pool. I actually might take that HP thing on basically every build now that it also gives cooldown reduction. Let's see if we got anything over here. Nope, just some XP or gold. I'll take the XP to make this run a bit stronger. +1 bullet global buff. That will apply to all of my weapons. +1 damage or cooldown. Let's go with the cooldown and try and get a lot of weapon levels here. 25% bullets overall, that's pretty nice. They're at 13 currently. Oh, that's a local upgrade, but that does apply to both of them. Bringing them up to 17 now. Electron battery. Oh, that wasn't max, but now it will be. Looks like we've got another mini-boss coming up. I'm gonna bait out the laser up here and then go for some big hits with it right in front of me. I can kind of damage it behind me, although the one level 1 blaster doesn't hit them when I do that. Big damage with all of the shots lining up there. Let's see, cooldowns, that's nice. I would definitely like to have that one to help out with the longer cooldowns now. Actually, probably want to be towards the middle, so I'm getting back shots as well here. Improve A cooldown by 20%. That's a pretty strong local bonus that I can apply to both of these now. So damage, this is a bit weaker, but I probably want the levels on these so that I can get some more interesting stuff at the higher levels. More XP. crypto gold is just your meta progression where you buy stuff in the shop and all that. Bit more damage on both of them. +1 pierce. I do need to get the blaster max eventually to get the global piercing. Piercing is very strong if you can get the legendary loot that makes your weapons homing, because then you can hit bosses and single targets multiple times. Bullets will just pierce through them, home back, pierce again, home back, and just obliterate them. But yeah, it's better if I can stay towards the center so that the back shots also hit stuff at the same time. I don't really want any of these. This might... Oh wait, there's actually an upgrade at level 5, I think, that allows you to convert any weapon to dark matter damage, I think. So that might be kind of cool if I can get that maxed out. Then the explosive armor is the melee build based thing. So I'm just going to grab the dark matter thing, try to max that out and convert both of my main weapons into dark matter damage for some minor bonuses there. Got a lot of projectiles at this point. Got one set of them out. More legendary loot, very nice. Huge damage in size, but reduced bullets. Double damage and double damage. Oh, we got the homing. I really want to try that one, I think, to show off how crazy it gets with all the bullets I already have. That one does sound very good, though. So I'm going to put that on the needle and the invert. And actually, my bullets do fire sequentially now, so I might actually want some fire rate. But that should still be a huge upgrade here. I do have one more passive slot to get the fire rate at some point. Let's grab some cooldowns for now. So you can actually see they have a fire rate on them now. So that is a bit of a downside to that one, but still, homing bullets are so strong. And once I get the global piercing from the blaster, that's going to be absolutely nuts. And now I can just easily kill everything. Take the fire rate, that's the thing I wanted to improve that now. So you can see there's some very powerful combinations you can get from the legendary loot inside of each run. Let's take the... That's a big cooldown reduction. Put that on the needle and the inverts. Oh yeah, the game does have music in the background, but I believe it's copyrighted, so I probably don't want to mess with that when I'm doing YouTube stuff, so sorry about that. Even more bullets. Let's get the big cooldown there, and that will max that one out to get it out of the pool. I should probably be trying to get the Pierce now on the maxed out blaster. That's going to be a huge upgrade now with the homing, but I'm not really getting it anywhere. Yeah, I'm just not getting blaster anymore. Okay, let's max that out. Um, 25% bullets, pretty nice. All weapons gain 2 bullets. That's a bit more right now. Fire rates or damage. Let's go with the fire rates. Man, the homing is so strong on the spread needle. Normally you're hitting with less than half of the bullets, and then all of a sudden you're just hitting with every single one of them. All weapons plus 2 bullets. Get that out of the pool. Blaster is only level 2, but I haven't seen it in a while. Bit more XP. So I'm gonna pump the blaster now, since the piercing is going to be a huge upgrade once I get that. More blaster. Bunch of enemies behind me, which would be an issue if I didn't have a ton of homing missiles going everywhere. Bit more blaster, that's almost maxed out, and then we'll have a huge power spike with that. Go behind them to get some blaster shots as well. I can line up the blaster and hit both rows at the same time here. More legendary loot, very nice. So this is super important for the melee build. They can actually heal a percentage of their HP when they crash. So when you take 90% less damage, you just constantly heal by hitting people. Even though you will deal less damage, you'll become immortal. 50% XP in one weapon slot. That's actually interesting since I already have most of my upgrades. But 100% damage in size seems kind of insane for the highly upgraded needle and invert here. I do reduce the bullets, but I have a ton of them already. Pop that on that bad boy, and now those should be absolutely insane. 13 damage from a base of like 1 or so is insane. The bullets did go down a lot, but should be heavy damage. Try and squeeze in some blaster damage there when I can, and then next level that should have the global piercing. Bit more XP, even more XP. There we go, +1 pierce global buff, absolutely insane for homing weapons. Let's grab some more fire rates to get them out quicker. Even more fire rate, a local upgrade of 25%, which applies to both of the weapons. And now I'm just absolutely insane with the extra piercing. More fire rates, get that one maxed out. If I stay towards the middle, then the projectiles will stay on screen a bit longer, and then they'll be more likely to home in on enemies as they spawn here. Let's get the Dark Core up so I can try to get the damage conversion for that. I'm pretty sure that's the passive that had it anyways. It might have been something else. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but when I first started playing the demo, the game was actually extremely hard, and it felt like I had basically no chance of winning, even though I'm generally pretty good at these types of games. So that's just one thing to look out for. So +1 bullet, which doesn't do anything yet, but if it does have the conversion, it will eventually work on my weapons. And then +1 pierce would also be insane there. So here's the moment of truth on the next level up. And we do have a conversion on that. Okay, fantastic. So I can apply that to needle. It will also apply to the invert. And I get +1 pierce, bullet, damage, and some size and stuff. Very nice. So now I have 2 pierces on my homing missiles. And I'm getting close to max level as well with all of my passives. More electron, put that on the needle and inverts. Now my damage is so insane, they don't even have a chance. Even more legendary loot, Jesus. This is normally a huge downside, but they already fire in random directions and they home, so that's just double bullets. 90% fire rate's also very good. This would be good, but I already have 2 pierces, so it's not quite as strong for my current build. But I think I'm going to try the double bullets since the fire in random directions isn't really even a downside for these ones. Electron battery, onto the needle. This is an absolutely disgusting build for my first run, Jesus. I am the bullet hell. And I think I'm max level now. So yeah, I guess you just get a bit of meta currency here on level ups now. Or you can take the healing, but I don't need that at this point. I must be getting close to the boss here. Okay, so there's going to be a certain line that lights up and you have to avoid that while dealing as much damage as possible here. But with how high my damage is, he doesn't even have a chance. Jesus. Peak DPS 3.4k. Boss kill time 10.4 seconds. 47 bullets, 3 pierces, 24.6 damage, 375% size. Jesus. So as you do a stage, you'll get more and more bonuses for that specific stage. Mine was already 14 since I played a lot in the demo. And a new level plus 2% XP on this stage. Looks like we got some meta progression, a new cosmetic, bunch of achievements that are now in the game. Looks like I've unlocked some stuff in the shop that I can purchase now. So let's check that out. Plus 4 rerolls. I have a ton of money, so I may as well. And we got a new loadout. Sick. This is completely new in the full release of the game, a mid-range blast of virus bullets. For every 25 bullets fired, take 5 damage. Every 10 damage taken, release a swarm of virus bullets. So you've got a build where the more damage you take, the stronger you are, but it's going to be very risky, which sounds very cool. So let's do a run with that and see how it plays out. Let's go with these. How do I get the third one? Looks like I already have it complete, but I guess I probably have to do this again anyways. So okay, that's a pretty cool weapon, but I'm definitely going to want the HP based stuff here. Let's see, this does have a fire rate. So let's go ahead and grab that. So that must be the thing where I take damage and then it fires a circle around me. That's pretty cool. Bullets, sure. I might try and build around the circle thing actually. This might not work, but it sounds very cool. I really need to get the plus HP items before I do too much damage to myself here though. Blaster, I'll probably want that just to get the piercing. This naturally has 20 piercing, so it's not necessary if I'm going all in on that. I think this might have fire rate at max level, which would be pretty useful. So let's go ahead and grab that. It also homes by default, so it's a pretty nice base weapon. Oh, the shotgun actually shoots behind me as well. I might want that, but it's a flat amount, so it might not really matter with the percentage. Let's go ahead and grab the flat damage here. I really need to get that percent HP Titan armor, I think it was, that I had in the last run though, so that I can get more healing from my percent regen. I don't really want any of these. I guess Dark Core is fine for the conversion later on. I really need the plus HP. Fire rates, cooldowns. I do want that, but I really need the HP thing, which also gives me cooldown, so I'm gonna put the level in this. Looks like the shotgun can actually split between enemies in my range as well, that's pretty cool. +1 bullet. Wait, does that trigger for any damage I take? Because if so, you might want to get the crash armor and crash into enemies to trigger it more often now that I think about it. %25 bullets, that would also work kind of well. I guess let's try the explosive armor and see if that works then. I don't really want to be crashing into enemies right now because I'm running out of HP, but it's more of a late game thing that I can try out. So I guess I'll just take the XP here, no legendary loot yet. 10 max HP, heal 10% HP? Is that like when it fires or just a one-time thing? I don't really understand that. Okay, I guess a one-time thing. Let's grab the double cannon to max that out. Put that on the parasitic cell. It's not going to be that great yet, but I need to be able to trigger that a bit more first. Let's see, I think the invert has +2 bullets at max level. I forget what the needle had. But let's go ahead and grab that to lock it in. I still haven't really increased my healing any, which is going to be pretty bad in the long term. Let's see, +1 bullet. After every 10 healed, release a swarm of virus bullets. Okay, that sounds very cool. Although I don't have the healing for it yet. One other cool thing you could do for this build is you could get the cooldown passive thing and then put it on the regen healing thing here so that you regen more often. +2 bullets for all virus abilities. Sure. I might just get worn down by rot damage, basically. Let's see. Damage to all virus. Try and hit them with a circle for big damage. Yeah, I'm barely taking hits, but I'm almost dead now. Healed 10% HP, like, is that a one-time thing? It just doesn't seem like that really matters. I guess +1 pierce probably. So you've got different bosses on each of the maps. This guy has a bunch of guardians around him, and if you kill those, it'll be a bit easier to move around, but if you kill the boss, they also die. But I should probably take the healing here. Kind of a low amount though, considering I've barely even taken any hits and I'm about to die. I guess +1 bullet here. $20 HP and heals me a little bit. I guess I'm kind of sustaining off of one-time upgrades right now. The parasitic thing does look very cool when it triggers. I think there is some healing at one of the later levels on this, so I might want to level that some. Ah, there's so many bullets here. Let's take the explosive armor again to try and find the healing. I really feel like I needed the Titan plating for this build though. Oh, my weapon killed me there when it did damage to myself. I was thinking it probably wouldn't be able to kill me, but I guess it can. So a bit more meta, a new stage, some achievements, a new shop upgrade. Oops. So you could put that on other builds now, I suppose. I want to try that again and see if I can get better upgrades for it and hopefully work it out this time. So let's grab the explosive armor early on, and then I'll try to do more of a tanky build with it. Probably the shotgun virus here. I might put the cooldown on my healing thing here and see how that works out. But in the long term, you would probably want to put that on the shotgun to damage yourself more and then trigger that more. I'll try the Mega Greed and put it on the shotgun. But if I don't get the Titan plating this time, I am 100% dead going for that. I just don't think 1 HP is going to do that much. I'm at 165, and that's going to go up to like 300 plus with more upgrades, so that's going to be a pretty small amount. So I think I'm going to grab this one for now. Probably try it on the Parasitic Cell again, since that seems like it would be really cool if I can pull it off. Please give me Titan plating. I guess the Pierce here, I'm not exactly sure what weapons I want. I might want to grab the Dark Core and then get some stuff that synergizes with that, but I'm not positive on that. It seems like this loadout is going to be very dependent on the passives you get. Let's go with the cooldown, and I think I'm going to put it on the Regen Gear Advanced because I'm dying. So we'll see how it goes with some extra regen this time. Looks like it's hard to get this build going, so that will help with that even though the maximum potential will be lower. And then all of the global percent cooldown stuff will also increase the healing. Let's see, probably the explosive armor. If I can get that to the point where I actually heal from hitting enemies, then I can just crash into these small guys for a bit of extra healing. Let's grab the XP to try and push for some more healing-based passives. Titanium plating, there we go. 20% max HP, that will scale up my percent healing with that, and improves my cooldowns as well. Out of these, oh, that's pretty important. Reduces incoming crash damage and percentage HP. That'll be perfect here. So you can see my passives are full now, but I have a lot more HP. So very dependent on passives for a build like this, I think. I still want to level up some of my stuff before I start crashing into enemies for damage, I think. Don't really have enough damage to kill those guys, it seems like. Let's see, every 10 HP healed, that's going to be very good with all of the HP I have this time. plus 20% crash damage. That's getting pretty high level. Let's try and max that one out first. That one is also getting close to max, so let's try and finish that one off. I guess it's a good thing I put the cooldown on my healing thing, because I'm still taking a while to heal up, even with all the extra percentage HP. Let's push the HP to get the healing higher. Definitely need a lot of survivability with this build. I think the explosive armor has some useful stuff at higher levels, although this is kind of useless to me right now. The build does seem like it's going to be very cool if I can stabilize, though. I love the spinning thing that shoots out. Legendary loot. 50% XP in one weapon slot. Does seem pretty cool. I wonder what homing would do on the parasitic cell. That actually sounds pretty interesting if I could do that. Nope. Can I cancel this? No. Escape isn't doing anything. You should probably make it so that you can see what it applies to when you're hovering over it or something. Or at least let me back up and choose a different one now. But I guess that's still okay on the shotgun. %20 more HP. Could definitely use that. How am I doing up there? 356. So over double my base HP now. %25 bullets. Let's max that out. Could go onto the shotgun now, but I really want to see what the parasitic cell looks like with a ton of upgrades on it. More cooldowns. That'll also improve my healing thing. That's so many projectiles. Let's get the cooldown, put that on the healing thing again. It's at 2.83 now, and now 2.12. So I should have a lot of passive regen now. And I also trigger the circle when I heal a certain amount, I think. Every 10 HP, I think it was. So that will also improve my damage and healing at the same time, which is pretty nice. One of these should be dying soon. There we go. Let's see if I can get the sweet spot there. My damage is kind of low, it seems like. But I do have a lot of passives invested into survivability just so I can sustain the self-damage here. Oh, this boss is going to be rough if I can't kill some of his little summons on the outside. Try and dodge the stuff over there. Okay, I've got one down, so there will be a bit more room to maneuver now. I don't really want any of these. I think this one has the most useful global upgrade at max level. So there's a small little spot I can move around a bit here, with one of them dead. And now there's a decent amount of room. I think I'll take the XP. I have a lot of healing now. More HP. Do I need piercing? It would be decent on the shotgun, but my main weapon already has 20, so probably max the titanium plating for now. Probably take the explosive armor. I think that is something useful at max level. +1 damage for virus. That'll help my spinny thing. Probably level up the parasitic cell, although I guess it's not that useful. It will get it out of the pool so I can be more likely to find useful stuff. +1 bullet. Plus 20% size. I want to see what that gets at max level. I think it's healing when you crash into enemies. Battering ram, I guess. Put some levels in that. See if there's anything useful at the higher levels. %, HP, I can max that out. Okay, that's not that useful. 40% damage. It must be the battering ram that has the healing when you crash in. So now it's going to take me a while to get that still. I am full HP, so I can probably crash into these small ships here for some extra. Oh, there we go. After taking crash damage, heal 1% HP. That's what I was looking for. So now I can crash into enemies and do some healing with my high max HP that I have. And then since the circle thing procs when I take damage, that will be proccing a lot more as well. So I think the build is fully online now. I can crash into enemies as much as I want. Probably have to be careful around boss enemies and enemies with lots of projectiles around them like that. If I can sneak in there and run into him. But these small ships should heal me now when they run into me. Let's see, I'll probably max that out to get it out of the selections. So now I'm just trying to sneak in and bash them for a bit of extra damage. And then those black holes are from the explosive armor, I think, when I run into enemies. And that deals damage based on my HP as well. Oh yeah, I should be crashing into those guys. Let's see, all cooldowns, that's quite good. So that's at 1.743 on the percent healing. Probably crash into that guy a bit for some extra damage. And he got blasted. Let's see, I guess probably the shotgun here. Let's see what happens when I max this one out at the next level. Now we've got tons of spinny things. Very cool. Let's go with probably the Heat Seeker. I believe that's plus fire rate at max level. And that would help me shoot the shotgun a bit faster, which would then damage me even more and trigger even more of these spinny things. Try to take out some of his dudes on the outside, and now I can probably crash into him a bit. Legendary loot, 2 weapon slots. Or I could become completely immortal while crashing into enemies. And the thing is, the less crash damage doesn't apply to the explosive armor or the other effects I get for crashing into enemies, so this should just be a free win here. Take basically no crash damage, but I heal 1% of my 675 or 575, I think it is, HP every time. Let's go with the shotgun and try to finish that off. +1 bullets. I did kind of waste one of my legendary loots by accidentally putting the homing on the shotgun though. Not super useful at this point. Probably sneak in here and kill one of these. I take so little crash damage now I probably can't even die. Just ram this guy over and over. Get tons of circles going everywhere. More XP. More reduced crash damage. More incoming damage reduction. Actually, I can probably get that one first. More damage to my spinny thing. More global damage reduction. So now I probably take like 3% of the regular crash damage or something. So the only thing that really hurts me is projectiles, and I have a ton of healing still anyways. What do I want more? 2 bullets or the fire rate? I think probably the fire rate at max level on that. More Heart Seeker, or Heat Seeker I think it is. Go crash into these guys trying to sneak up on me. Spinny things everywhere. Yeah, I just have insane survivability and bullets firing everywhere at this point. More XP. Okay, yeah, 25% global fire rates. That'll trigger the shotgun a bit faster. Now I just level invert, and that will give +2 bullets at max level. Go, spinny stuff. I can probably just take the gold here. I'm almost maxed out. They're no match for my spinny stuff. One more level and I'm completely maxed now. You can see when there's a lot of projectiles like that, it does damage me a little bit, but the cooldown on the regen is just so low at this point, and I have a lot of HP to scale it up anyways. Although I didn't get my final level for this. I can actually just run in here and blast some of these guys. That'll spawn a lot of projectiles around me to do even more boss damage. I can probably run it. Oh, yeah, I can run into the boss. That'll spawn a ton of circles around me and just absolutely obliterate him. Bye-bye. So there we go, second stage. A lot of healing. Ton of survivability with the damage reduction on the crashing. Extra HP on these two. Got that stage up to 23 for some extra legendary drop rates. Some more shop upgrades available. Let's see what we got there. That's the weapon I just shot. So you could actually scale up the bullets and fire rate on that to take even more self-damage. And I got a new loadout. A virus drone, that sounds cool. Gotta try that at some point. But yeah, pretty cool game. It's actually surprisingly fun. It is pretty challenging when you first start out. But honestly, I'm really liking the game so far. There's some cool new stuff with a full release. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.